I was thinking when I was out on the break there, I was like, RPGs are really fun. I was thinking about hard RPGs who are like testing you in ways that old games used to, right? We're talking about the old Final Fantasies and the job system and the like hard stop kind of boss puzzles. And it made me think of Sheeplad. And Sheeplad is being developed by Robin Poe, I believe. They're Sheeplad Dev over on Twitter. So they are going to be kickstarting this game, and it's in the style of Zelda 2. But he's also releasing a game called Sheeplass as a companion game, and the Tower of Radagund. And this is an old school RPG. Boom, Sheeplass. So this is a game that is going to be kind of Zelda-y, kind of Tower of Druaga. So retro action adventure game inspired by Zelda, adventure on the Atari, and modern indie gems like Fear and Hunger. And so it is, of course, this dev very much has embraced the Zelda theme. And I mean, Sheeplad is going to be like a Zelda 2 style game, and Zelda 2 has to be, for the NES, has to be one of my favorite Zelda games. Like, I legitimately love that game. And then seeing a more Zelda 1 style game with this, which is like a tower puzzler, makes me think that this game is just going to be like, nah, man, have fun, right? No massive story, no complex control scheme or RPG mechanics, one massive dungeon full of secrets to discover and monsters to fight and items to aid you on your mission. So I feel like this is going to be one of those games that is just like, heck yeah, man, like, secrets galore, we're not going to tell you, it's going to be obtuse, you're going to figure it out, the community's going to, like, work together to figure it out. I don't know, I think it's interesting. I think we have kind of come full circle in some ways, right? Where so much of the early indie dev stuff, in my experience, was some of the super hard stuff. A lot of it born out of ROM hacking and shit like that. And so you have these really, really difficult, the masocore, whatever you want to call them, style games. So a lot of the indie stuff was super, super, super difficult. And then it went like less difficult, less secret-oriented, much more approachable, much more casual indie game stuff. And the approachability and the accessibility movement took over, and that really influenced a lot of indie game dev and game dev in general. I think that was reflected in the style of games, which were much more approachable, much more... I would say a lot of games being much more considerate of your time, not challenging and frustrating you in certain specific ways, which were emblematic in the old school games. And so, you saw a return to the difficulty through Dark Souls and stuff like that. And now I think finally in the indie scene, we've kind of come full circle, and people are now like embracing the really old school obtuse kind of difficulty and discovery that hasn't really been there in a long time. I think it's going to be really interesting. Like, are they even going to be able to, successfully kind of pull this off, right? Can you, in this day and age, have a game that has secrets that you discovered like we did on the playground growing up? The method of communication is so different now that I don't know if you really can. Like, we kind of talked about this a bit in when we were talking about like unlockable stuff for like fighting games, right? How do you do unlockable single-player content while still catering to whatever the competitive demographic, right? Unlockable costume and extra, yeah, they're really cool, but how do you gate that information so that there is the experience of discovery and communal effort, as opposed to by the time you hop on the game, everything has been figured out and it's just a wiki entry. That is like, that misses the point of the experience, right? Like, the fact that years after Mario 3's release, there were still rumors on the playground about like secret warp whistles and where you could find them, right? Like, that kind of shit, even in the early days of the internet, where you would have fake codes and fake secrets be put up on sites like GameFAQs, right? And how do you distinguish between the real and the fake? Well, you gotta go into Pokemon and hit that button 982 times and talk to that guy in the right sequence, otherwise you won't, right? And it's like, that kind of shit doesn't really exist in that same way anymore. And to be fair, that's life, right? But that's just it. But like, so can a project that is attempting to capture that even do it in this day and age? I'm not entirely sure. Oh yeah, it's worth mentioning, Super HC says that the original Mortal Kombat games had obscure secrets in a fighting game. Absolutely. And like I said, that kind of discovery at that point in time was amazing. And where is that kind of excitement about the secrets in modern Mortal Kombats? I don't see it in the same way. And I think it's like, I don't think it can necessarily really be done. You need a certain level of buy-in from the player base to do that. Both from players who won't spoil themselves, because the information is going to be out there on the internet. Part of it is that players can't immediately go to the wiki just to figure it all out. They have to be willing to go through the process. And then other players need to be, they need to make sure that they're the ones who find it out. How do you share that without ruining it? And it's a tough balance to like. I did it with Heatwave, because Heatwave has a bunch of secrets in it. When I stumbled upon one, and I was like, I mean, I streamed it, so it's live. You can watch it, and like it'll be quote unquote ruined, like it'll be revealed to you. I also made sure that I was talking about Redacted, and it's like you can find out if you watch, right? So it's like when I shared it, I didn't share it by saying, to unlock this secret character, which I named, you must do these exact things. But showing a video about the process is a way you can kind of entice people to search for themselves. I think it really requires a level of buy-in from players, which was imposed, right, in the past. We couldn't know everything and share all the information, so you had to kind of crowdsource amongst very small groups these kind of secrets.
You stole the presents, didn't you?